Oh, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate, or I'm going to answer Mathematics Paper 2, Grade 9 week that came in 2021. And I'm going to start from first question to the last question, which is question number 8. So watch this video up to the end, as I'm going to show you how you can solve questions in an exam. And remember, I've looked at different papers, examination papers. What I've noted is that the exams, they come in the same way. The questions are the same, they just change numbers. So if you know how to solve, if you can go through one paper, that means you have revised many papers. The difference is that there will be only different numbers, but they are going to be typically the same questions, but will have different numbers. Okay, so let's go into today's week. Okay, so the first question in this paper was starting with section A, as you can see on the screen. So before I go in details, or before I start solving these questions, you need also to know that section A, paper 2, Mathematics Grade 9, comes in two sections. There is section A, which consists of two questions which are compulsory. These questions, you need to answer them, all of them. Question 1 and question 2 should be answered. You don't have to choose one or leave any. You answer all the questions. Then starting from question 3 up to question 8, there are 6 questions there. You just have to pick 3. Okay, so question 1, you just need, section A, you need to answer all the questions. That means question 1 and 2 are compulsory. You don't have to choose between 1 and 2, or you don't need to answer maybe 5 questions from section B. It doesn't work like that. From section B, they'll just pick 3 questions you have answered, and plus these 2, then they'll make up 5 questions. Okay, now let's go into today's work. So question 1 in this paper was as follows: express 187,863 in standard form, collect to 3 significant figures. Okay, so students were asked to write this number in standard form and correct to 3 significant figures. So to solve this question, what you need to do first thing is you need to round off this number to a number that has only 3 significant figures. Okay, so when you look at this number, I'm going to write it down here. Now when you look at this number, 187,863, if we have to remain with 3 significants, that means 3 significant numbers, that means we're going to remain with these numbers I've underlined in red, 187. Okay, these will be the 3 significant figures in this number that will remain. Okay, so that means we need to get rid of 863. So for us to do that, we need to round off this number to 3 significant figures. Okay, that means we need to we are going to round off 7, okay, by either adding 0 or 1 to 7. Okay, and what will determine whether we're going to add 0 or 7 or 0 or 1 to 7 is this next number, which is 8, the one I've pointed with the orange arrow there. Okay, now if this number is bigger than 5 or equal to 5, then we're going to add 1 to 7. If it is less than 5, that means we're going to add 0 to 7. Okay, so definitely when we look at 7, even if we add 1 to 7, we are not going to have any number that will spill to 8. So we can even write 18 in advance. Okay, once we've done that, then we're going to ask ourselves, is 8 greater than 5 or equal to 5 or less than 5? We know that 8 is greater than 5. That means we're going to add 1 to 7. So when you add 1 to 7, we're going to have 8. So we're going to write 8 there. Okay, now what happens to the place values where 8, 6, and 3 are? There we're going to put zeros on those place values. So we're going to have 3 zeros, which means when we round off 187,863 to 3 significant figures, we're going to have 188,000. Okay, Now we have rounded off this number. The next thing we need to do now, we need to write this number in standard form. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move the decimal point from the last. We know that the decimal point is at the end of the last 0, so it has to move and come between 1 and 8. Okay, so when you count the numbers which the decimal point is going to cross, which is at the end of the 0, it's going to cross 5 numbers, starting from the 0 on the right. When you count, we are going to find that up to the last 8 on the left, so that means it's going to be 5 numbers that the decimal point will skip. Okay, so we're going to come up with 1.88. Okay, 1.88. Okay, when the decimal point moves from the far end up to there. Okay, now once I've done that, the next thing we're going to do is now we have counted that it has moved 5 decimal places, or it has moved 5 places from the last up to that point. It has moved, the decimal point has moved 5 places, or it has skipped 5 numbers. That means we're going to, now we are writing this number in standard form. So we're going to multiply by 10. Then this 10 will be raised to the power of the number the decimal point has skipped. So it has skipped 5, so it's going to be 10 raised to the power 5. Okay, and that we have written 187,863 in standard form, correct to 3 significant. So which is 1.88 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, so that was the answer. Now we can go to number 1b. Number 1b is solve the equation x minus 3 over 2 minus 1 is equal to x. Okay, so what we're going to do is now I'm going to write this number down here, this expression down here. Okay, once I've done that, then the next thing I'm going to do is I want to get rid of the fraction. That means I'll multiply every term in this equation by 2. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, and also I'm going to multiply negative 1 by 2. Okay, as well as I'm going to multiply x by 2. Okay, so when I multiply 2 by x minus 3 over 2, that means the 2's will cancel each other, like this one 2 and this 2, they'll cancel each other, then leaving us with x minus 3. Then negative 1 times 2 will give us negative 2. Then which is equal to x times 2 will give us 2x. Okay, once I've done this, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put like terms together. That means the x on the left side will close the equal sign and come where 2x is. Okay, so that means it will leave us with negative 3 minus 2 on the left side, which is equal to 2x. Then since the x has closed the equal sign, it's going to become a negative, so it's going to be minus x. Okay, then I'm going to evaluate negative 3 minus 2, which is going to be negative 5. Then 2x minus x will give us x, so it's going to be negative 5 is equal to x. Okay, so that was the answer for question 1b, and that is the answer examiners expected from Cadence. So we can go to question 1c now. Question 1c was as follows. Given that m is equal to 2, 4, 0, negative 2, and n is equal to 1, negative 1, 3, 0. Find the matrix n minus 1 over 2 m. Okay, so what we're going to do now here is we're going to write the expression that we need to find. That stands for the matrix we're going to find. Okay, so that is n minus 1 over 2m, which is equal to, so we're going to write matrix n, which is this one, 1, negative 1, 3, 0, close bracket, then minus, then 1 over 2 multiplied by, now 1 over 2, this is a scalar, so it's a scalar, so that means we're going to multiply the scalar by a matrix, so it's going to be like this. Okay, once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write this down, equal to. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore matrix n a bit. The first matrix given, we're going to ignore it. So I'm just going to copy it the way it is until I finish dealing with the 1 over 2 multiplied by matrix M. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. The way it is, there is nothing I'm doing with this matrix. I'm just copying it. I will deal with it immediately I finish dealing with the or evaluating matrix M multiplied by 1 over 2. So it's going to be minus open bracket. Okay, so what it means there is I'm going to multiply 1 over 2 by each element in matrix M. So I'm going to have 1 over 2 multiplied by 2. Then I'm also going to multiply 1 over 2 multiplied by 4. Then I'm also going to multiply 1 over 2 multiplied by 0, as well as 1 over 2 multiplied by negative 4. 1 over 2 multiplied by negative 4. Then I'm going to close bracket. Okay, then I'm going to say equal to, I'm going again to rewrite the matrix n just like I did earlier on. Okay, then it's going to be minus, then open bracket. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 will give us 1. 1 over 2 multiplied by 4 will give us 2. Okay, there where the 4 down should be negative 4, not positive 4. That was a mistake. Okay, so it should be negative 4. Okay, then 1 over 2 multiplied by 0 is 0. 1 over 2 multiplied by negative 4 will give us negative 2. Then close bracket. Now here I'm done multiplying a scalar by a matrix, which is matrix M. So now I'm done. Now I can subtract. Now remember, when you're subtracting matrices, what you subtract is corresponding elements. You subtract corresponding elements. So each corresponding element is subtracted from the corresponding element. Okay, so I'm going to write equal to, then positive 1 corresponds with the positive 1. So it's going to be, let me open bracket, then I'm going to have 1 minus 1. Then I'm also going to have negative 1 minus 2. Okay, negative 1 minus 2. Then I'm going to have, I'm going to come down here, which is 3 minus 0. And then I'm also going to have 0 minus negative 2. Then close bracket. Okay, and then I'm going to evaluate what those small numbers in brackets. So first I'm going to write equal to, open bracket, 1 minus 1 will give us 0. Negative 1 minus 2 will give us negative 3. 3 minus 0 will give us 3. 0 minus negative 2, so it's more or less like the negative 1, the negative, they will form a positive. So it's going to be 0 plus 2, which will give us 2. Positive 2, then close bracket. And that is the matrix. Now we have found the matrix. That is the final matrix there. Okay, so that was the answer. That is the answer examiners expected from you learners. Now we can go to the next question. Question 1D was as follows. The diagram below is a triangular prism. Okay, so you can take time, look at this diagram, and I urge you viewers to pause this video so that you can try to solve. After you solve, you can pray it so that you can check the answer you've gotten and the answer I'm going to find if they are the same. So that's a diagram. I'm sure you have studied it. Now once you have studied it, we can go further and read the question. Given that PQ is equal to 8 cm, NQ is equal to 12 cm, MN is equal to 5 cm, and the height of the triangle MON is 3 cm, calculate the total surface area of the prism. Okay, so we need to find the total surface area of a prism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write total surface of the prism. So how you find the area of a triangular prism is, you dismantle the triangular prism, then you find the area of each surface. Okay, so when we go to the triangular prism, we have got the surface which is PQNO, the base. Okay, so we have got that surface which we are going to write, and then we have also the face which is LQNM, and then we have also the surface which is PLMO. Okay, then we have got two surfaces of triangles. So these two surfaces of triangles will put together to form one rectangle. So we can find the area of each triangular face, and then you multiply it by 2. That means we have found the area of a rectangle that can be formed by these two triangles. So we can write plus 2. So I've gotten one face which is PLQ as the face of one triangle. Okay, so we're going to find the area of one triangle and then multiply it by 2. Okay, then we're going to say PQNO, the length is 12 centimeter, which will be multiplied by 8 centimeter. Okay, then plus the length of LQNM is 12 centimeter by 5 centimeter. Okay, as well as the length of PLMO is 12 centimeter multiplied by 5 centimeter, and then we're going to multiply, and that we're going to multiply by the length multiplied by the height. We are told the height is 3 centimeter, so we're going to have 2 multiplied by 1/2 times 8 times 3. Okay, then once we've done that, then we're going to find the product of these. So 12 times 8 will give us 96, plus 12 times 5 will give us 60, plus 12 times 5 will give us 60, plus, and then we're going to simplify what is inside the brackets, which is when you simplify 1/2 multiplied by 8 will give us 4, 4 by 3 will give us 12. Then we are going to have 2 by 12 centimeter squared. Then we are going to start adding. So 96 plus 60 will give us 156 centimeter squared, plus 60 centimeter squared, plus, so when we multiply 2 by 12 will give us 24. So it's going to be plus 24 centimeter squared. Then we're going to add 156 plus 60 will give us 216 centimeter squared plus 24 centimeter squared. When we add 216 plus 24 centimeter squared will give us 240 centimeter squared. And this was the total surface of this triangular prism. Okay, this is the total surface area of this triangular prism. Now we can go to the next question. Question 2a was as follows. A bag contains 4 blue and 10 red sweets of the same type and size. If one sweet is selected from the bag at random, find the probability that it is red. Okay, so for us to find the probability of the sweet that was picked in the bag to be red, what we're supposed to do is first we're supposed to find the total number of sweets in the bag. So we are told there are 4 blue sweets and 10 red sweets. Now when you put these together, 4 plus 10 will give us 14 sweets. So in the bag there are 14 sweets which are blue and red put together. Okay, then we need to find the probabilities of picking a red sweet. So we're going to write PR, which is probability of picking a red sweet, is equal to, then how many sweets are in the bag? There are 14, and in this 14 how many are red? There are 10. So we're going to write 10, which is over the total number of all sweets in the bag, which is 14. Then once we have done this, the next thing we are supposed to look at, we are supposed to see if this probability can be reduced into its lowest term. However, we have found already the probability. Now it's just a matter of reducing it to its lowest term. So we're going to divide 10 and 4 by the common denominator, the common highest factor, which is 2. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 2, which is the highest common factor of these two numbers. So I'm going to write probability is equal to 10 divided by 2 will give us 5. 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. So the probability of picking a red sweet in the bag is 5/7. Okay. Question 2b was as follows. A salesperson receives a basic salary of 1,500 per month. He also receives commission of 3% on all his sales if the total of all his sales. If the total sales for the month is 27,000 kwacha, calculate his monthly income. Okay, so to find the monthly income, we're going to use this formula, which is monthly income is equal to salary plus commission made. Okay, so we know how much he gets as his salary, which is 1,500 kwacha. Then the commission, we are told he gets a commission of 3% of each sales he make. So which you're going to write plus 27,000 times 3 over 100. Remember, the commission is given in percentage, so we're going to divide by 100. Once we have done this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write the salary, because we're going to concentrate on finding the actual commission, not just the percentage, the actual money from the actual money that you get from 27,000 as a commission. So we're going to say 1,500. Then we are going to work out 27,000 times 3 over 100. So I'm going to get rid of 2 zeros in 100 as well as in 27,000. Okay, that means it has left us with 270 kwacha. So 270 kwacha will be multiplied by 3, so it's going to be plus 270 kwacha times 3. Okay, once we've done that, I'm not going to touch to the salary to 1,500 first. I'm going to make sure that I deal with these numbers which are in brackets. So I'm going to say is equal to 1,500. Then we multiply 270 kwacha plus times 3. 270 kwacha times 3, which will give us 810 kwacha. Then I'm going to add 1,500 kwacha plus 810 kwacha, which will give us 2,310 kwacha as easy monthly income. So that was easy monthly income, 2,310 kwacha. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so question number 3a was as follows. Solve the simultaneous equation, and the simultaneous equation is the one below here, which is 3x plus 2y is equal to 10, 5x minus 2y is equal to 22. So to solve this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the method of elimination method. So I'm going to draw a line there, and then because we have got plus 2 on top and minus 2 down, so I'm going to add these two equations. Okay, so 3x plus 5x will give us 8x, and then when we say 2y plus negative 2y, it will give us 0. So we'll skip that, and then we go to the last one, which is 10 plus 22, which will give us 32. So I'm going to write to equal to 32. Then once I've done this, then I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Okay, so 8 on top and 8 down will be cancelled, leaving us with x. So I'm going to write x is equal to, then 32 divided by 8 will give us 4. Okay, so the value of x in these two equations is 4. Okay, now once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one equation between the two equations. Any of them can work. So I'm going to get the first one, which is 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. So what I'll do is, where there is x, I'll put the value of x which we found, which is 4. So I'm going to write 3. Then where there is x, I'm going to put 4. So 3 multiplied by 4 plus 2y is equal to 10. Okay, now I'm going to evaluate 3 multiplied by 4, which will give me 12 plus 2y plus is equal to 10. Okay, then I'm going to put like terms together now here. So I'm going to have 2y is equal to 10 minus 12. Okay, then I'm going to write 2y is equal to 10 minus 12 will give me negative 2. Then at this stage, I'm going to divide both sides by 2 because I want to remain with y on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Okay. So on the left side of 2y, when we divide 2y by 2, or we can say 2y on top and y down, cancel each other out, leaving us with y. Then I'm going to divide 2y. Now I'm going to divide negative 2 divided by 2, which will give me negative 1. So the value of x in both equations is, or the value of y in both equations is negative 1. Okay, let's go to question 3b. Okay, question 2b was a man bought a car valued at 44,700. How many dollars did he pay for it, given that the exchange rate on that day was $1 to 14 kwacha 90 ngwe? Okay, so what we need to do to find this answer or to solve this question, we need to get how much the car was valued at in kwachas. So it was valued at 44,000 kwacha 700. Then we divide by the exchange rate, which is 14 kwacha 90 ngwe. Okay, we want to find how much the car valued in dollars. So we are going to divide 44,700 kwacha divide by the exchange rate. Okay, now the exchange rate we're going to pick is in kwacha. Okay, don't pick $1. We pick in kwacha because we want to find the answer or the amount or the value of the vehicle in dollars. So basically what you need to do is you need just to divide the value of the car divided by the exchange rate. Okay, I'm not going to go in details on how you play with the numbers, but if you want to know how to divide a whole number by a decimal number, you can check on our playlist in the video, in the playlist called Decimal Numbers. You are going to find a video where we extensively explained on how you can divide a whole number by a decimal number. Okay, so when you divide 44,700 by 14 kwacha 90 ngwe, it will give you $3,000. So the vehicle valued at $3,000, or the value of the vehicle is $3,000. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 3c was as follows. Given that A is equal to TIMES and B is equal to TERMY, C is equal to ANSWER. So these are the three sets that are given. Okay, the first question, which is C1, is asking us to illustrate this information in the Venn diagram below. So as you can see, that is the Venn diagram, which has got set A, set B, and set C in it. So we want to demonstrate that information in this Venn diagram. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite these sets here. Okay, once we have written the sets here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to A, set A. So we're going to start with the first element of set A, which is T. The question we're going to ask ourselves is T found in B? Yes. Is T found in C? No. So therefore, T will be on the intersection set of A and B, which is going to be here. Okay, then we are done with the first letter of the element in set A, which is T. Now we go to the second letter, which is I. Is I found in set B? No. Is I found in set C? No. Therefore, I will be the element of will be inside set A only. Okay, where I've written it. I urge you viewers to pause this video and also have a pen and a pencil. Write the elements like I've written them. Write the sets like the way I've written. Then every time we deal with an element, cancel it so that it can be clear for you. Okay, now let's go to element M. Is M found in B? Yes. Is M found in C? No. So M is only found in set A and set B. Therefore, it's going to be on the intersection of A and B, which is here. Okay. Now we go to E. Is E found in set B? Yes. Is E found in set C? Yes. So E is going to be on the intersection set of A, B, and C. So it's going to be here. Okay. We are done with E. Now we go to S. Is S found in set B? No. Is S found in set C? Yes. So S is going to be on the intersection set of A and C. So which is here. Okay. Now as you can see, we are done with all the elements in set A. We can go now to set B. Let's check element we haven't used. So as you can see, T has been already used and E is already put. Then R, we haven't talked about R. Okay, so is R found in B? Yes, but in A? No. In C? Yes. So R is only found in set A and in set B and set C. R is only found in set B and set C. Therefore, it's going to be on the intersection set of B and C, which is here. Okay. M, we have already talked about M. Y. Is Y found in set B? Yes. In set A? No. In set C? No. Therefore, Y will be in set B, just like the way I've put it there. Okay. Now, we are done with all the elements in set B. We can go in set C. In fact, after we are done with these two sets, A and B, whatever is remaining, whatever we haven't used in set C, is supposed to be in set C alone. So let's counter check. Let's start with A. Have we talked to you about A? No. So is A found in set C? Yes. In set B? No. In set A? No. Therefore, A is going to be inside set C. Is N found in set C? Yes. Set B? No. Set A? No. It's not found in these two other sets. So N will be found in set C as well. We have talked about S as well as we haven't talked about W. We have just talked about S already. So W not yet. So let's look at W. Is W found in set C? Yes. In set B? No. In set A? No. Therefore, W will be found in set C. Okay, inside set C. Okay, now we are talked about element E and element R already. We're not going to talk about them. So now, since we are done with all the elements in these three different sets, that means we have presented our information correct as long as we have entered them in the correct portion. So this is how the answer was supposed to look like. So the Venn diagram that was supposed to be drawn was supposed to be like that. Okay, now let's go to question C2, which is asking us to list elements of the set A union B union A union B complement intersection C. Okay, so we asked to list the elements of set A union B complement intersection C. Okay, so what we're going to do now here is we are going to divide this statement into two parts. First, we're going to come up with A union B complement. We're going to come up with a set of A union B complement. So I'm going to write A union B complement. So when we say A union B complement, what they are asking us to do is to list the element of elements that do not belong in either set A or set B. Okay, to list elements that do not belong in neither set A nor set B. Okay, so those elements are, so when you come to the Venn diagram, which elements are not found in the circle of A and B? Okay, you find that the elements are A, N, and W. These three elements, they are not found in the circle, in neither circle A or circle B. So they are not found in set A or set B. A, N, W, they are not found in those two sets. Therefore, these are the elements of A union B complement. So those three are the elements of A union B complements, which are A, N, and W. Now, once we've done this, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to list the members or the elements of set C. So the element of set C, this is the entire set C. Okay, this set I've circled there. So it's just a matter of copying the entire set down here. Okay, so I'm going to copy that set, the entire set there. Okay, once I've done that, then I can now find the A union B complement intersection C. A union B complement intersection C. Okay, which is going to be equal to. So now let's start with the set on top, which is set A union B complement. Okay, what is found in that set is A. So our question is A found in set C? Yes. So I'm going to write A. We go to the next element, which is N. Is N found in set C? Yes. Then we go to the next element, which is W. Is W found in set C? Yes. Okay. Now, as you can see, A union B complement has just three elements. So we cannot go any further because we are looking for elements that are common in A union B complement and C. Okay, so now as you can see, in A union B complement there are only three elements, and C has got six elements. Sorry, it has got 6 elements. So that means even if C has got many elements, since A union B complement has 3 elements, that means once we are done with A union B complement, that means we cannot go any further. Therefore, the answer is the set of A union B complement intersection C is A, N, W. Those are the elements that are making a set of A union B complement intersection C. Let's go to the next question. Question 4a was as follows. Calculate the sum of interior angle of the regular polygon below. Calculate the sum of the interior angles of the regular polygon below. So this is the regular polygon drawn here. So you need to study it. Make sure you count the number of sides so that you know the number of sides. So we are told to find the sum of interior angles of this regular polygon. So the formula we use to find the sum of interior angles is n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. N minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. Then what we're going to do is we're going to count the number of sides, because n stands for the number of sides. So we're going to count the number of sides, which is 8. It has got 8 sides. So we're going to write 8, then minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. Then once we have done that, we're going to evaluate 8 minus 2, or the numbers in brackets, which is 8 minus 2 will give us 6. Then 6 multiplied by 180 degrees. Then when you multiply that, it's going to give you 1080 degrees. So the sum of interior angles is 1080 degrees. Okay, let's do question 4b. Okay, so question B, that is 4b, was given that x is equal to 4, negative 2, and y is equal to negative 3, negative 4x place xy as a single matrix. X place xy as a single matrix. So what they're asking us is to multiply these two matrices. So you write like the way I've written the expression here. Okay, so you make sure you don't swap the matrices. The way it's started with xy, so you start by writing first matrix x, then you multiply it by matrix y. Okay, once I've done that, then the next thing you need to do is you write equal to, then open bracket, then you multiply 4 by every element in matrix y. And how you need to know the kind of the answer you're going to get is by first identify the order of the given matrices. So as you can see, matrix X has the order of 2 by 1, and matrix Y has the order of 1 by 2. Okay, so the outer numbers will tell you the order of the matrix you're going to get. So since we have got 2 by 1 and 1 by 2, that means the final answer will have the order of 2 by 2. The outer numbers will tell us the order of the matrix we're going to get. Okay, so we're going to multiply 4 by negative 3. Then again, we're also going to multiply 4 by negative 4. Then we come down 2 by negative 3. And again, we're going to have 2 by negative 4. Then we close bracket. Then we find the product of those numbers. We're going to say equal to, open bracket. 4 by negative 3 will give us negative 12. 4 by negative 4 will give us negative 16. Then negative 2 by negative 3 will give us 6. Negative 2 by negative 4 will give us 8. Then we close bracket. Okay. Now once we have done this, that means we have gotten the final answer. So to express xy as a single matrix will give us negative 2, also negative 12, negative 16, 6, 8. Okay, that's a product of those two matrices. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Okay, so question C was as follows. A bed costs 8,600 kwacha inclusive of value added tax, which is VAT, at 16%. Calculate the cost of the bed if VAT is excluded. Okay, so in this question, you students, you are asked to find the actual price of the bed without VAT. Okay, so you're going to find the actual price of the bed without VAT. Okay, so now we are told that VAT was charged at 16%. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going excuse me, we're going to use the formula which is down here, which is the price of bed without VAT is equal to price of bed with VAT minus VAT. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write the price of bed. We are told that the price of bed with VAT is 8,600 kwacha, and then when you look at VAT is not, the actual amount is not given, but the percentage is given. So what we need to do is we need to find the actual amount using the percentage. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the VAT by using the price with VAT, then we find the actual amount of VAT. So we're going to say minus 8,600 kwacha multiplied by 16%. Now I'm not going to put the percent sign, instead I'll write over 100. You should know that percent means out of 100, so 16 out of 100. Then I'm going to write, I'm going to do first with the expression in the bracket. That means the price of bed with VAT is not going to be used first, so I'm going to write it, which is 8,600 kwacha. Then I'm going to solve, I'm going to evaluate what is in the bracket. So I've got 8,600 kwacha multiplied by 16 over 100. So I'm going to cancel out the zeros down and also the zeros down top. Be careful not to cancel the zeros for the ngwes, okay? You make sure that you cancel the kwachas, okay? Once I've done that, then the next thing, okay, the other way you can do it is, first, you can just divide 8,600 by 100. It will give you 86. So it's just the same. So I can say 86 there and the 0 down. So I'm going to write what is remaining there, which is, I'm going to say minus, what is remaining there is 86. So I'm going to say minus 86 kwacha. Then multiply by, there it's 16. We are going to ignore the 1 down, or we can say 1 into 16, that will be 16. Okay, so then I'm going to evaluate that. So I'm going to write first 8,600 kwacha minus, then 86 kwacha multiplied by 16 will give us 1,376 kwacha. So that is the value of VAT. Now 1,376, that is the value of VAT when we convert that percentage into money. Okay, now I'm going to subtract that from 8,600 kwacha. So when I subtract that, when I find the difference between 8,600 kwacha and 1,376 kwacha, the difference will be 7,224 kwacha. So this is the actual price of the bed without VAT. Okay, now we can go to the next question. Okay, so question D was as follows. The frequency table below shows the type of movies that 20 learners like watching on television. So you can see the frequency table there. We have got type of movies, number of learners. So types of movies, we have got comedy, action, adventure, drama. Okay, so when you look at the numbers, this is just presenting the reality of life, or of movies, the true picture of movies learners enjoy. Okay, so when you when you look at action movies, as you can see, it has got a higher number. It has got a lot of learners that enjoy action movies, and that's a reality. Okay, so you can see that comedy has got 4 learners. There are 4 learners who like comedy, there are 8 learners who like action movies, and there are 6 learners who like adventure movies, as well as 2 learners who like drama. Okay, so the question is, illustrate this information on the pie chart below. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, first we're going to find the total number of learners that like different movies. So we have got, for comedy we have got 4, which will be added to 8, and then we are going to add also 6, then 2. So when you see 4 plus 8 will give us 12, 12 plus 6 will give us 18, 18 plus 2 give us 20. So there are 20 learners who love different movies, okay, in this question. All right, now next what we're going to do is I'm going to transfer this number. I'm not going to delete it to lab it, so I'm going to put it aside there. Okay, as you can see, it is on the left side of the circle, okay, so that we can remember the total number of learners who like different movies. Okay, so now what we can do now is we can now start by finding the degree of learners who love comedy. Okay, so here, to present this information on a pie chart, we are going to convert these numbers of learners into degrees. Okay, so they will turn into degrees so that we can now write the bearing on this pie chart. So we are told there are 4 children who like comedy movies. So we're going to divide 4 by the total number of learners, which we found is 20. So we're going to say 4 over 20. Then we're going to multiply by 360, because a complete turn has 360. So this entire circle has got 360 degrees. So we're going to multiply 4 over 20 multiplied by 360 degrees. Now here I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay close attention, because I'm just going to do this once, but you're supposed to do this over and over until in this question we are supposed to do this 4 times, but I'm not going to do it 4 times, so pay attention. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first we're going to divide 360 by 20. Okay, 360 degrees by 20. Okay, we're trying to simplify, or in other words, we want to get rid of the fraction. Okay, so I will start first by cancelling the 0, so 0 down and 0 on top. Okay, then we have remained with 36 on top as 2 down here. So I can divide 36 divided by 2. Okay, or I can also divide 4 divided by 2. Okay, but I want to get rid of that, so I'm going to divide I want to do it once, so I'm going to do away with 36. I won't touch 4. Okay, so I'm going to divide 2 by 2, or 2 by 2, which will go once, then 2 into 36, it will give us 18. Okay, then when you look at that, then I'm going to multiply 4 by 18, so it's going to be 4 by 18. Okay, that's what is remaining in that expression. Now when you look at 18, this is the same number we can be getting if we continue doing this. So we know that when we divide 360 degrees by 20, it will give us 18. So it's even easier to be multiplying every number by 18. Okay, so I've demonstrated on how you can do it. If in the question they want you to do it over and over, that is how you evaluate 4 over 20 multiplied by 360. That's how you evaluate it, and then you come up with that. Okay, so 4 multiplied by 18 will give us 72 degrees. 4 multiplied by 18 degrees will give us 72. Then I'm going to draw, I'm going to cut this circle, or this pie chart. I'm going to demarcate where 72 degrees should be. So what you need to do is you need to get a protractor, and this line is, that's where you put the baseline. That means the curved area, or the curved side, goes on top, then that line there, then you take note where there is 72, that's where you mark. Okay, so here 72 is here. Even if my protractor cannot be seen here, but I'm measuring, and these are actually 72 degrees. If you want, you can screenshot this, and then you try to measure. I'm getting the exact measurements, which is 72, and that's what you need to do. Okay, use protractor, then you mark where there is 72 degrees, then you cut. Okay, so that is for comedy. So we're going to write comedy 72, and there let me also put the word comedy. Okay, once I've done that, now I can go to action. So I'm going to write action here. Then action, we have got 8, Now remember I said earlier on that I'm not going to go through the same process of evaluating like 8 over 20 multiplied by 360, because I know that 20 can go into 360 degrees 18 degrees times. So I'm going just to multiply 8 by 18. So the area I've circled there is the one I'm not going to go through that, but I'll just pick 18, because even here I went through that, I'll get 18 there on top. So I'm just going to multiply 8 by 18 degrees. Then when I multiply that, it's going to give me 144. Okay, once I get 144, then I'm supposed now to mark 144. Okay, so what it means is I'm going to put now my protractor where the the line that is coming from on top, the one I just drew. That's why I'll put my protractor. Then I'll take note where it's 144, and it will be here. This is where 144 degrees is, and that is for action, which is 144 degrees. Okay, now next I'm going to calculate the degrees for adventure. So adventure, I'm going to write adventure there. Then the number of people that like adventure movies are 6, so we're going to say 6 multiplied by, again I'm just going to pick 18 there, 6 multiplied by 18. Then I'm going to find the value of 6 multiplied by 18 degrees, which is 108 degrees. So 108 degrees, that is the value of learners who like adventure movies. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on the pie chart again there, and then I'm going to mark 108 degrees. So my protractor, the line, the base line there, will line from this line of my marked earlier on, which is going diagonally on the right side. So that's where I'll put the one which is pointing 72 degrees. That's where I'll put my protractor. Then I'm going to measure 180 degrees, which will land me here. Okay, that will be 180 degrees. Okay, 108 degrees, and that is for adventure, which is 180 degrees. Now if you are measuring correctly, that means what will remain there, like the space which is remaining there before I even do the calculations, that will be for drama, that will be for movies which are drama. So if you are cutting properly, it will measure the exact 36 degrees even before you calculate. The remaining portion there will be 36 degrees before you even calculate. Okay, so let me write drama. Then drama, how many? There are 2. Then I'm going to multiply 2 by 18 degrees. The 18 degrees is coming from there where it's purple. I'm skipping that stage because of time. So 2 multiplied by 18 will give us 36 degrees. Okay, so the value of drama is 36 degrees. So I'm going to say drama 36 degrees. And that is the correct answer. So basically, if you have cut out or you have drawn lines properly on the pie chart, this is how it should look like. Okay, and when you get a protractor, you measure every sector of the pie chart, you find that it will be the same measurements we have calculated. Otherwise, let's go to the next question. This is what you need to do. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, we go forward. So question 5a was multiply 2314 base 5 by 13 base 5, giving your answer in base 5. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to multiply just like we multiply in decimals. Okay, so we're going to write like this, then underline, and please don't forget to indicate the number of the base. So it's in base 5, so we indicate 5 there. Okay, once we do that, then we can go ahead and multiply. So 3 multiplied by 4 will give us 12. Now remember, the multiplying of numbers in base 5 is just the same as we multiply. We follow the same rules as we multiply in base 10. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 4 will give us 12. Now How many times can 5 go into 12? It will go 2 times, so I'm going to write 2 on top of 1 on top there. The one I've written in paper there, I'm going to write 2 there, which is the number of times 5 can go into 12. Then remainder is remainder 2. I'm going to write it down here as an answer. Okay, then I'm going to multiply. 3 multiplied by 1 will give us 3, then plus 2, which will be 5. 5 into 5, it will go 1 time, and 1 I'll put it on top of 3 there. Then remainder 0. Okay, then I'm going to multiply 3 by 3 will give us 9. 9 plus 1, the one which is on top in paper there, that would make it 10. Then how many times can 5 go into 10? It will be 2 times. So I'm going to put 2 on top of 2, like that, the one on top. It can go 2 times, remainder 0. 5 can go into 10 2 times, remainder 0. Then the 0, I'm going to write it down here. Then I'm going to multiply 3 multiplied by 2, which will give me 6, plus 2, which will be 8. Then how many times can 5 go into 8? It's 1. Now, there is no any other number. There is that 2 was the last number. So I'm just going to identify how many times it can go. It's 1. Then remainder 3. So I'm going to write 3 first. Then how many times can 5 go into 8? It's 1 time. So I'm going to put 1 in front of 3 there. Okay, so it's more or less like 8 in base 5 is 1 3. Okay, all right, it's 1 3. So that's what we have written there. Now once we've done that, now we are done multiplying. So what we can do is now we can now come to 1. We multiply every number on top by 1. So we are going to multiply. So in case there was a bigger number there, you are supposed to remove those numbers I wrote in paper. But I left them deliberately because I know 1, that means those numbers will just repeat themselves. There is no remainder, no number will be bigger than 5. So to multiply by 1, first I'm going to put the 0, which is a place value order here. Then I'm going to multiply 1 by 4 will give me 4. Then 1 by 1 will give me 1. Then 1 by 3 will give me 3. Then 1 by 2 will give me 2. Okay, and then I'm going to now add those two numbers the normal way we multiply. That's what we're going to do, but just be conscious that we are doing this in base 5. So I'm going to add these two numbers. Then I'm going to add 2 plus 0 will give me 2. 0 plus 4 will give me 4. 0 plus 1 will give me 1. 3 plus 3 will give me 6. How many times can 5 go into 6? It's 1. Remainder 1, which I will write 1. I'll put it on top of the 1 there. That is the number of times 5 goes into 6. It's 1. That's the one I've put on top there next to multiplication sign. Okay. Then I'm going to write the remainder, which is 1. Then 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 2 will give us 4. Then there I'll write 4. Then I'm not going to forget the base number, which is 2. It's in base. It's 5. It is in base 5. So I'm going to write small 5 there like that. So multiplying 2, 3, 1, 4 in base 5 by 1, 3 in base 5 will give us 4, 1, 1, 4, 2 base 5. 4, 1, 1, 4, 2 base 5. Okay, let's answer question B. Okay, so 5B is as follows. In the diagram below, PT is equal to 10 centimeter, QS is equal to 6 centimeter, and RQ is equal to 12 centimeter. PT is parallel to SQ. Okay. Then you can look at the diagram, study it. So we are supposed to find the value of PQ. So we can come up with a ratio of PT is equal to QS. Okay. PT is equal to QS, that is the first ratio. Okay, then we can also say we can also come up with a ratio which is PR to QR. PR to QR. Those are the two ratios we have come up with. Then we can write their values. So PT is equal to 10 centimeter, and the QS is equal to 6 centimeter. Then PR, are we given PR? No, the PR is not given, so I can say it's called PR is not given. Then QR is given, which is 12 centimeter. Okay, which is 12 centimeter. Okay, now we can now cross multiply, so we can cross multiply this. So we have PR multiplied by 6 centimeter is equal to 10 multiplied by 10 centimeter multiplied by 12 centimeter, which should give us so we're going to write PR multiplied by 6 centimeter is equal to 120 centimeter squared. Then we'll divide both sides by 6 centimeter, both sides by 6 centimeter. So the centimeter down and the centimeter on top will cancel out each other, leaving us with PR. Then we say 120 centimeter squared divided by 6 centimeter will give us 20 centimeter. Now 20 centimeter is the value of the length of the line, which is PR. The entire line is equal to 20 centimeter. However, the question is asking us to calculate PQ. So as you can see the question down here, it says calculate PQ. So we just want to find the distance from P to Q. Okay, so what we can do is, now since we have found the distance from R to P, we can subtract the distance of RQ. Okay, so we can write we can say PQ is equal to PR minus RQ or QR. Then we say PR is equal to 20 centimeter minus 12 centimeter. Then when we find the difference of 20 centimeter and 12 centimeter, we find that it is 80 centimeter. So the value of the distance from P to Q is 80 centimeter. So 8 centimeter was the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question C was as follows. The graph below shows the relationship between X and Y. Okay, so you need to take time to study the graph. So this is the graph I have drawn on the left side of the screen, and this is the one which is in the question paper. It's one that I've used a colored graph paper. Okay, so you just need to also pay attention to the graph, that is the one you can see in black there with the dots. Okay, so if you have finished now studying the graph, then you can go ahead and answer the questions. Viewers, I urge you to pause videos every time you are watching. You try to pause the video, you try to solve the question, then later on you play the video and see how we have solved it. Okay, so question 1 was find the formula that represent the relationship between X and Y. Okay, so we need to find the formula that will represent the relationship between X and Y. So to do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the gradient, the slope. Okay, we're going to find the gradient. So the formula for gradient is M is equal to Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to select 2 points. Okay, among these 4 points, we're going to pick 2 points, and that's where the ones we're going to use to find the gradient. So we are going to use this point, which is the one I've circled in red, which has got the coordinates which are 1, 3, as well as this point which has got the coordinates which are 2, 4. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to be getting, now let's get the value of y2. So the value of y2 is 4. So 4 minus, what is the value of the second point, which is 1, 3. So the value of y1 is 3, so it's going to be minus 3. Then what's the value of x2? So x2, the value of x2 is the coordinate for x is 2, so we're going to get 2, okay, minus 1, because the coordinate of x1 is 1. Okay, then once we've done this, then we're going to find the difference of 4 and 3, as well as 2 and 1. So 4 minus 3 will give us 1, over 2 minus 1 will give us 1. Now when we divide 1 by 1, will give us 1. So the gradient for this slope is 1. Okay, now once we've found the gradient, now we can go ahead and find write the expression for this formula, the formula for this. So we can say the formula we use to find the formula of the slope, like this one we use, which is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the gradient, x is just the term x, then plus b, this is the y-intercept, okay. So mostly when a graph when a graph is crossing the y, we look at where the line is crossing y, the point at which the graph is crossing the y-axis, then that is the value we get. Now in this case, this line is not crossing the y-axis, so we're going to calculate for y-intercept. Okay, so now let's find the values of these letters in this formula. So we are expressing y to x, the relationship y has to x. So we are going to say y is equal to, then the gradient, which is m is the gradient, so the gradient we found is 1, so I'm going to write 1, then 1x, then plus, what is the value of b? We don't know the value of b, so we need to calculate the value of b. So we're going to get this formula we have, which is y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, so we're going to write it this side, y is equal to mx plus b. So we're going to say y, what is the value of y? So we're going to get this point here. We're going to come back to the graph and get one of these, one point here. You can get any point among these 4 points, you can get any, but for me I'm going to get the slowest, and you viewers, when you're solving such a question, get the point with the smaller numbers as coordinates. So this is the point that has got smaller number, which are coordinates. They are easier to multiply. If you get points that have got bigger number, that means it's going to be difficult, because you're going to be dealing with bigger numbers. Okay, so we're going to get that point. So what is the value of y in that point? You see 3. So we're going to say 3. So y is equal to 3, which is equal to, then what is the value of m? We are saying it's the gradient, it's 1, so we're going to say equal to 1. Then at that point where I've circled to 0, what is the value of x? The value of x is 1, so we're going to multiply 1 by 1 plus b. Okay, then I'm going to evaluate 1 by 1 first. So I'm going to write 3 is equal to 1 by 1 will give us 1 plus b. Okay, then I'm going to put like terms together there. So I'm going to write 3, then 1 will cross the equal sign, come this side, it's going to be minus 1, then is equal to b. Okay, because that's a positive b, so it's going just to be b. Then I'm going to find the difference of 3 and 1, which is going to be 2. Then 2 is equal to b. So the value of b in that graph is 2. So therefore, on that equation, I can say y is equal to, now I've come back to the equation which is on the middle in yellow, because we left this equation on y is equal to 1x. Now, since we've found the value of b, then we can put the value of b there. Remember, we're adding, so we're going to say plus 2. Okay, so the value of b is 2, so plus 2. Okay, now once we've done that, then we can simplify 1x there. Okay, so we can write y is equal to, then 1x multiplied by 1 multiplied by x will give us x, which is plus 2. Okay, so that is the formula for the relationship between x and y, which is y is equal to x plus 2. Okay, now once we have done that, the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to go to the question C2, which is find the value of y when x is equal to 10. Okay, so we're going to get the same formula we've formulated there, which is y is equal to x plus 2. Then where there is x, we're going to put the value, because x is given, which is 10. So we're going to say y is equal to, then where there is x, we're going to put 10. So we're going to say y is equal to 10 plus 2. Then we are going to evaluate 10 plus 2. So we're going to say y is equal to 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. So the value of y when x is equal to 10 is 12. Okay, so basically this is how you solve the question. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 6a was as follows. Simplify 4p minus q minus open bracket 3p minus 2q close bracket. Okay, so to simplify this one, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire expression there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate what is in the bracket, so which is I'm going to rewrite 4a minus q. Then I'm going to multiply every term inside the bracket by negative, so negative times positive 3p will give us negative 3p. Then negative times negative 2q will give us positive 2q. Okay, once I've done that, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to write 4p. Then any term that has p, you can see negative 3 there, negative 3p. Okay, so it's going to be 4p minus 3p. Then I'm going to write minus q, then plus 2q. Okay, then I'm going to find the difference of 4p and 3p, which will be p. Then negative q plus 2q will give me q, positive q, so it's going to be plus q. Okay, let's go to question 6b. So 6b was find the value of 110 base 2 plus or divide by 1001 base 2, giving you answer in base 2. Okay, so students were asked to find the value, or to divide 110 by 1001. Okay, so what you need to do is first you to divide any number in a different base rather than 10. What you need to do first, you need to convert the numbers given into base 10. Then you divide, then you convert the quotient you get into that number. Like in this case, we are going to convert numbers in base 2 into base 10, then divide, then later on you convert the quotient into base 2. Okay, so what we need to do, for me to divide, I'll start by converting the numbers into base 10. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to rewrite these numbers just like I've done. then I'm going to identify their place value. So I'll write their place value there on top. Okay, if you don't know how to convert numbers in base 2 into base 10, please check on our videos, or on our videos you'll find a playlist called number bases, and then try to find the video where we talked about converting numbers in base 2 into base 10. In fact, there are two videos, or there are two ways. One where we use the place value method, and this method I'm going to show you in this video. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to convert these numbers. Before we convert, we need to identify the place value of each number. So I'm going to start with a divisor, which is 1001. So the number on the far right, which is 1, as the place value of 1s, and the number, the 0 that is next, as the place value of 2s, and the next 0 is as the place value of 4s, and 1 has got the place value of 8s. Okay, now I'm done with the divisor to identify the place values. Now let me go to the dividend. So the first 0 on the far right has got the place value of 1, and the place value of 1 is 2s. Then the next one is 4s. Then 0 has the place value of 8s. Then 1 has got the place value of 16s, and the last one has got the place value of 32s. So these are the place values of these numbers. Remember, I want to convert these numbers into base 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply each number by its place value, and then we add them. We add those products. So we're going to have 32 multiplied by 1 will give us 32, plus 16 multiplied by 1 will give us 16, plus 8 multiplied by 0 will give us 0. Then 4 multiplied by 1 will give us 4. 2 multiplied by 1 will give us 2. 1 multiplied by 0 will give us 0. Okay? And those numbers, they should be in brackets like I've done there. Then we're going to say divide by 8 multiplied by 1 will give us 8. Plus 4 multiplied by 0 will give us 0. Plus 2 multiplied by 0 will give us 0. 1 multiplied by 1 will give us 1. Remember, the products of these, you need to add them. Then the sum you get, that is the number in base 10. Oh, in base 10. So we're going to say 32 plus 16 will give us 48. 48 plus 4 plus 0 will give us 48 still. 48 plus 4 will give us 52. 52 plus 2 will give us 54. 54 plus 0 will give us 54. So that is the sum of that. So it's 54. Okay. Then divide by 8 plus 0 will give us 8. 8 plus 0 again will give us 8. 8 plus 1 will give us 9. So divide by 9. Okay. Now we have converted the numbers in question into base 10. Okay, so we're going to find the difference, which is the quotient, which is 54 divided by 9 will give us 6. 54 divided by 9 will give us 6. Okay, now we need to convert 6 into base 2 again. Okay, so we're going to use this. I'm going to draw the flame here. Okay, this is the flame I've drawn. Now I've just noted something, that the numbers in the question are not written, the base is not given. So there they should be base 2 and here base 2. Okay, even if I didn't indicate the base the base of the number in this green where I've written the pinky numbers on top, better, but in the question the sign base 2 was supposed to be there, so that you know. But as I'm working, if I have left the base 2 there in my working, it's fine as long as I know that it is in base 2. Okay, now once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, now let's come to the flame which I've drawn now. The flame which I've drawn. So I've drawn the flame. So here I'm going to put 2 there. Then on the middle, 2, that is the 2 I've put there the base in which I want to convert 6 into. So there on the middle, I'm going to put the number I want to convert, which is 6. So I'm going to put 6 there. So if you had 20, which I was supposed to convert into base 2, I could have put 20 there. Even if it was 500, I could have put 500 where 6 is. So there we put the number that we are converting into base 2. Then on the far right side, I'm going to put R for remainder. So R stands for remainder. So whichever remainder I get, I'm going to be writing it where the column where there is R. Okay, so we have got 6. So we can say, how many times can 2 go into 6? We are saying 3 times. Remainder 0. 2 go into 6 3 times and leave a remainder which is a 0, or without leaving a remainder. Then we write 2 down here. Then we say 2 into 3, it will go 1 time, remainder 1. Then we write 2 here. 2 into 1, the one I'm talking about is the one which is in the middle. 2 into 1, it will go 0 times. 2 cannot go into 1. Okay? Mathematically, I know you can say it can go into 1 and it will give us the answer which is 0.5. But 2 cannot go into 1 and give us an answer which is a whole number. Okay? So since it will give us a decimal or a fraction, that means it will go 0 times. Then 2 into 1, it will go 0 times, remainder 1. Okay? Now, we have remained with a 0 on the middle, so that means our calculation has ended. So the next thing now, we need to copy the answer. Remember, when you're writing the answer in this method, you start by writing, you get the answer. The answer is gotten from the remainders, and you write the answer starting from down going upwards like this, the way my arrow is pointing. So you start with the number which is on the bottom and end with the number which is on top. So here we can write 1 from the bottom, which is 1. Then next is 1 again, then 0. And then we should also write that it is in base 2. So dividing 110 base 2 divided by 1001 in base 2 will give us the answer which is 110 base 2. So basically this was the answer examiners expected from you students. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 6C was as follows. A bicycle can be bought for 1,200 kwacha each. It can also be bought on hire purchase by paying a deposit of 600 kwacha and 3 monthly installment of 350 kwacha each. Calculate the hire purchase price. Okay, so to calculate the hire purchase price, what we're going to do is we're going to use this formula, which is hire purchase price is equal to deposit plus total monthly payments. Okay, so what is the deposit? So we are told the deposit is 600 kwacha, so we're going to write 600 kwacha, then plus, then we're going to add the total amount of monthly payments, which we are told it should be paid for 3 months. So we're going to say plus open bracket 3. Then how much is supposed to be paid every month? It's 350. So we're going to say times 350 kwacha. Then we're going to write 600 kwacha because we need to evaluate first what is in the brackets. So we're going to say equal to 600 kwacha. Then 3 multiplied by 350 kwacha, it's going to give us 1,050 kwacha. Okay, once we have done that, then we need to add 600 plus 1,050 kwacha, which will give us 1,650 kwacha. 1,650 kwacha. Okay, so the hire purchase price of the bicycle is 1,650 kwacha. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question 6D was as follows. Given the radius r and the height h, complete the flowchart below for calculating and displaying the curved surface area of a cylinder. So in brackets we are given the formula for the calculating the area of the cylinder, which is A is equal to 2 pi r h. Okay, so what we're supposed to do here is we need to know what is supposed to be entered in the first parallelogram, then in the second stage, which is the rectangle shape, and then the parallelogram. Now you should know that the parallelogram, immediately after start, the diagram which is down there is a parallelogram. The shape is the parallelogram. In that parallelogram, that means input from start, it's input. Then this rectangle symbolizes the processing. Okay, so the first parallelogram is for the input. Then the rectangle in between the two parallelograms, that is the processing. So that's where the processing of data happens. Then the parallelogram down here is for stop, or let me say that is the output, not the stop, it's the output. Okay, the second parallelogram, the one which is next to stop, is for output. If we had a rhombus besides any shape, we could have said that one is for yes or no. Okay, so now in this diagram we need to put the terms necessary. So after start, what you need to enter in the next parallelogram next to start is you enter r, h, radius and h. Okay, then here in the rectangle where the process takes place, there should be a formula which is area is equal to 2 pi r h. Okay, and that is now it will process the information. Then thereafter there will be output of the area. Okay, the output of the area will happen there in the second parallelogram. So basically those are the items you're supposed to enter in those. Okay, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, those were the answers you are supposed to write in an exam. Let's go to the next question. Question 7a was as follows. Given that m is equal to 4n over n minus 5, make n the subject of the formula. So students were asked to make n the subject of the formula. So to do that, what you need to do is, first we are going to rewrite the same expression just the way it is. Then the next step is now to get rid of the fraction. So how do we do that? We multiply both sides by n minus 5. We multiply both sides. Okay, we multiply both sides or both terms by n minus 5. So we can say n minus 5 multiplied by m. Then also on the right side we say 4n over n minus 5 multiplied by n minus 5. Then we have, what do we get? So we multiply m by every letter in the bracket. So m multiplied by n will give us mn. Then negative m multiplied by negative 5 will give us negative 5m. Okay, then which is going to be equal to 4. So we're going to cancel the n minus 5 down and n minus 5 on top there on the right side of the equal sign. Okay, like that. Then we remain with 4n. So you know that when you a denominator can cancel out any number that is on top. That's what we have done there. Then we're going to say is equal to 4n. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to put like terms together. The next thing is to put like terms together. So as you can see, 4n and mn, they are like terms. So we're going to say I'm going to write negative 5m the way it's written n, it should be m. I'm going to change it later on. It should be m, so I'm going to say negative 5m is equal to then 4n minus mn. Okay, then once we have done that, then the next thing we're going to do is now I'm going to factorize. So I'm going to factorize this those two terms in the brackets. So that means I'm going to write equal to, then it's going to be negative 5m is equal to, so what is common in those two terms, 4n and mn? What do they have in common? They have got n. Both of the terms have got n, so we are going to say is equal to, then we're going to put n open bracket, because n is found in both. That's what we're going to use as a common factor. So we're going to say n into 4n, it will go 4 times. N into negative m, it will go n into negative mn, is going to go negative m times. Okay, now we have factorized that. Once I've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to divide both terms by both sides by 4 minus m. We're going to divide both sides by 4 minus m. So where we have negative 5m, we're going to divide by 4 minus m n. Okay, which is, we are also going to divide n open bracket 4 minus m divided by 4 minus m. Okay, so negative 5m minus 4m, it will give us the same. They are not like terms, so we are going to put not the like terms. There is no number that can go into 5. So that means 4 minus m cannot go into 5. So we're going to write negative 5m over 4 minus m, which is equal to, then we're going to divide that. So you can see that on top we have got 4 minus m and down we have 4 minus m. That means those can be cancelled out. Okay, leaving us with n, which is equal to n. Okay, so now we have made n the subject of the formula. So now like that we have made n the subject of the formula. So you can even swap the terms. You can put n on the left side and negative 5m and negative 5m over 4 minus m can go to the right side. It's also the same. Even this way it's correct. N now is subject of the formula. So let me just change where I said I will change where it's written negative 5 n, it should be negative 5m like that. Okay, so now let's go to question 7b. So question 7b was as follows. The diagram below is a cylinder of radius 4 cm and height 21 cm. Take pi to be 22/7. So you need to look at the diagram below here, and the information that is given in the statement above is shown in the diagram, this diagram you're seeing here. So the question is calculate its volume. So we need to calculate the volume of the cylinder. So we're going to say we're going to write first the formula for finding the cylinder, which is V is equal to pi r squared h. Okay, pi r squared h. Okay, so where I left equal sign between v and the pi there, I'm going to put it at the end. So what we are supposed to do is now we're going to write equal to, then what is the pi? We are given the pi is 22/7 multiplied by radius. What is the radius? The radius we are told is 4 cm. So we're going to say multiply by 4 cm squared. Then what is the height? Is 21 cm. So multiply by 21 cm. Okay, I have noted that there in the statement pi is written just as 22. It should be 22/7. Okay, So once I've done that, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to simplify everything. Okay, we're going to simplify everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a number that has a common factor with 7. So when you look at 22, 22 they don't have this common factor with 7. 4 as well, but 21 there is a common factor of 21 and 7, which is 7 itself. So we're going to say 7 down will be cancelled, it will be 1. 7 into 21, it will be 3. Okay, once I've done that, then we're going to write what is remaining. So here on the pi where there was 22 over 7, we're remaining with only 22, so we're going to write 22 there. Then we're going to find the value of 4 centimeters squared. So it's more or less like we're multiplying 4 centimeter times 4 centimeter, which should give us 16 centimeters squared. Okay, then multiply by the 3 on top there, 3 in purple, so it will be 3 centimeter. It's 3 centimeters, sorry, it's going to be 3 centimeters. So I've remained with 22 multiplied by 16 centimeters squared multiplied by 3 centimeters. Okay, so we're going to find the value of first 22 multiplied by 16 centimeters squared, which will give us 356 centimeters squared multiplied by 3. Then when we multiply that, it's going to give us 1056 centimeter cubic. So when you multiply 356 centimeters squared multiplied by 3 centimeter will give us 1056 centimeter cubic. So that is the volume of the cylinder. The cylinder you are seeing there, that is its volume. So here I left T equal, so there it should be V is equal to pi r squared h. That is the formula for volume. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so question C was as follows. The marks obtained by third learners in mathematics test were as follows. The table that is showing the marks is on the left side of the screen in the corner there. As you can see, there is 45, 42, 46, 25, 57, 39, 12, 55, 20, 37, 40, 59, 11, 38, 34, 22, 62, 33, 48, 43, 57, 37, 43, 51, 29, 41, 35, 66, 45, 32. Those were the marks. Okay, so the first question is the one which is on top there, which is complete the frequency table below. So you can see the frequency table here, as well as we have got question C2, which is what is the model class. Now let's start with question 1, which is in paper on top there, which is complete the frequency table below. So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking for the marks ranging between 10 and 19. Then second, we're going to look for the marks ranging between 20 and 29. Then we're going also to look for marks that are ranging between 30 and 39. Then 40 and to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 to 69. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be going to the marks which were obtained. We tick the mark and then we write the tally here. Right? Okay, so let's go. We are looking for marks that are ranging between 10 and 19. So when you go on the first row there, you find that there is no mark that has that is between 10 and 19. When you come in the second row, you will see that the first number is 12. So 12, the one I've ticked in red there. So we have found one, and then we're going to put a tally here. Okay, then we go through that. In that row we just have 12. We come to in this third row. In the third row we have got 11. So I'm going to tick it with the same color, which is red. So I've got 11 there. So I'm going to put a tally here as well. Okay, Then in third row, that is only 11 which is there. Fourth row there is none, and fifth row there is none as well. So there are only 2 marks that are ranging between 10 and 19. Okay, so we go to the second, which is we look for marks which are ranging between 20 and 29. So let's go on the first row there. On the first row we have 25 there, which is here, the one I've marked in purple, and then we put a tally down here, which is in purple. So when I take a mark there, here on the frequency table, I'm coming to put a tally, one tally. Okay. Then we come in the second row. As you have noted that the number that is ranging between, the number that is between 20 and 29 is only 25. So we have ticked it, it's only 1. So we come in the second row. In the second row we have got 20, we tick it. We come here, again we put a tally. Okay. Then we have also in the third row we have got 22, so we give it a tally again. Then in the fourth row we don't have. In the fifth row we have got 29, and we also put a tally here. Okay, as you can see, that is the only numbers that are between 20 and 29. So we go to numbers that are between 30 and 39. So in the first row there we have 39 at the end there, 39. So we put a tally here. Okay, we come in the second row, we have 37. We tick it, and we also put a tally here. Okay, we come in the third row, we have got 38. We tick it, and we put a tally here. Okay, we also have 34 there, the next to 38. So we're going to tick it and also put a tally here. We have also 33 at the end there. We tick it, we put a tally. Now, as you can see, we have got 4 tallies. The fifth tally will lie across these 2. So it's going to be like this. It's supposed to touch both. It should touch all the lines there. I think I'll correct it. Then we come in the fifth row. In the fourth row, we check. We have got 37 there. We also put a tally here, the sixth tally. Then we come down here, we have got 35. I also put a tally there. Then we have also 32. I put a tally there as well. Okay, now we are done. As you can see, there are 8 tallies there. Now we come to between 40 and 45. So I tick 40, between 40 and 49. So 40, I put a tally there. Then 42, I also put a tally there. 46, I also put a tally here. Okay, we come now in the second row. We have got 40, I also put a tally there. Okay, we come on the third row, there is none. On the fourth row, we have got 48. I also put a tally. Now, as you can see, there are 4, so I'm going to put a tally that will be across the 4 lines. Then we have 43. Okay, 43 there, I tick it. I also put a tally here. Then I've got 43, another 43 in the same row. Okay, the one I've ticked there. Then I also put a tally here. Then I come down here, I've got 41. I tick it, I put also a tally there. Then 45, I tick it, and I put a tally there. I hope you are following. Please, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Now, let's go for 50, and between numbers which are between 50 and 59. Okay, so there on top, we have got 57. I tick it with the orange tick there. Then I also write a tally here. I come in the second row, we have got 55. I tick it, and I put a tally here, and I also have 59 at the end there. I tick it and a tally here. So you can use any different way in which you can use to identify numbers if it's in an exam. It's either by cancelling out what you have, the number you have gotten note of, you just circle it or you cancel it. But for me, I've decided to use different colors because I'm using it for demonstration so that you don't get confused. Okay, so we are on 59. Then we come down here, we check if in the third row if we have got any number which is between 50 and 59, none. In the fourth row we have got 57 there. We tick it and we put a tally here, and 51 at the end there, we tick it and then we close a line there. Okay, now the lines are not they are not well put, so let me just try to collect it. Okay, that's how the line should be. They should cross all the 4 lines to make it 5. They should cross all the lines, all the 4 lines to make it 5. Okay, then we check for anywhere in the fifth row if there is a number between 50 and 59. There is 9. There is no number which is between 50 and 59. So we go to numbers that are between 60 and 69. So in the first column there is 9. In the second column there is also 9. In the third column there is 62. So I'm going to tick 62 there. Then I'm also going to put a tally here. In the fourth column we have 9, but in the fifth we have 66, which is, I'm going to tick that one, 66, and also put a tally here. Now I've finished putting the tallies. Now the next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to write the frequency. So the frequency, this is the number of time a certain class of number is appearing. So we can say numbers that are between 10 and 19 are 2, so we're going to put 2 there. Numbers between 20 and 29, they are 4, so we're going to write 4 there. That's a frequency. The numbers that are between 30 and 39, they are 8, so we're going to put 8 there. Numbers that are between 40 and 49, they are 9, so we're going to put 9 there. Numbers that are between 50 and 59, they are 5, so we're going to put 5 there. Numbers that are between 60 and 69, they are 2, so we're going to put 2 there. So the total of the frequency should match the number of learners. So the learners were told they are 30. So if we have done the work properly, that means we should get a total of 30. So 2 plus 4 will give us 6, 6 plus 8 will give us 14, 14 plus 9 will give us 23, 23 plus 5 will give us 28, 28 plus 2 will give us 30. So the total is 30. That means we have completed the frequency table well, because the total of the frequency should match the number of learners. Okay, now let's go to question number C2, which is what was the model class. Now the model class we are talking about is the class of numbers that is appearing most. Okay, it's more like the mode. Okay, so the model class of this state none information is the number that is appearing the most. Now when you look at numbers that are appearing the most, we have got numbers between 30 and 39, they're appearing 8 times. Numbers between 40 and 49, they're appearing 9 times. These are the highest numbers, so which means 9 is the highest between numbers between 30 and 39 and 40 and 49. So the biggest number is 9. So that means the model class is 40 to 49. Okay, please, like I said earlier on, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go to the next question. Okay, question 8a was as follows. Solve the equation 2 open bracket x minus 4 close bracket is greater than or equal to 3x plus 1. So to solve this question, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to rewrite this expression here. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the entire equation. Then the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 2 by x minus 4. So which is going to be 2 multiplied by x will give us 2x. 2 multiplied by negative 4 will give us negative 8, which is greater or equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, so 3x plus 1, I haven't done anything to read, I've just rewritten it. Then I'm going to now here put the like terms together. So I'm going to have 2x, then will be put together with 3x. That means 3x will close the greater than or equal to sign, and it's going to become a negative, so it's going to be minus 3x. Then is greater or equal to then is equal to 1. Then 8 will close the sign, and then it will going to become plus 8. Then I'm going to evaluate the expressions on both sides. 2x minus 3x will give us negative x. Then 1 plus 8 will give us 9. So negative x is greater or equal to 9. Okay. Then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. But you can also divide by a negative sign. So I'm going to use negative 1. So it's going to be negative x divided by negative 1. Then 9 divided by negative 1. Okay. Then negative x divided by 1 will give us positive x. Then which is greater or equal to 9 divided by 1 will give 9 divided by negative 1 will give us negative 9. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to negative 9. Then in the question there was only a greater sign, it should be greater or equal to. Okay, all right, now let's go to question 80b. A man is paid at the rate of, not lat, but late, should be late there, of 4 kwacha, 20 ngwe per hour for 40 hours per week. If overtime is paid at the rate of double time, calculate his total wage in a week in which he worked for 48 hours. So to find his total wage, we're going to use this formula, which is total wage is equal to normal time plus overtime. Okay, so we need first to find the normal time. It's easy. The normal time is given there in the statement, which is 48 hours, 40 hours per week. That is a normal hour. However, we are told that this man worked for 48 hours, which we can write here. Okay, on the right side of the screen, here we have written 48 hours. Then we can subtract. We want to find the number of hours worked as overtime, so we can subtract the normal hours, which is 40 hours. Then when you subtract 40 hours from 48 hours, we are going to find that he worked for 8 hours as overtime. Okay, so we had 8 hours of overtime. These are the two things we need to find. More importantly, to find the hours of overtime. So what we are going to do is we're going to calculate how much he earned when he worked normal hours. Then we add also the amount of money he earned using overtime. So normal hours, we are told that it's 40 hours in a week. So this information here, and per hour is after work 40 hours, your wage is calculated that after 1 hour you earn 4.2 kwacha per hour. Okay, every hour you earn 4.2 kwacha. So we are going to multiply the 40 hours, the normal 40 hours, by 4.2. So we're going to multiply like that. Then after we do that, we're going to calculate how much he earned for working 8 extra hours. So he worked overtime of 8 hours, and we are told that if you work an hour extra, that you get double of what the normal rate is. Okay, so meaning he worked 8 hours, so we're going to multiply 8 hours by 4.2 kwacha times 2, which is 8.4. So we're going to multiply by 8 times 8.40 kwacha. Okay, so we multiply 40 by 4.2 kwacha, which will give us 168 kwacha, then plus 8 times 8.4, which will give us 67.2 kwacha. Okay, once we have done that, then we're going to add that. So we're going to add 168 plus 67.2 kwacha. So it's going to give us 235.2 kwacha. Okay, so that is the amount he earned that week where he worked for 80 hours. Okay, so where I wrote the word rat shouldn't be right there, it should be rate. There on top where I've written rate should be rate, not rat. So it should read as follows: a man is paid at the rate of 4 kwacha 20 ngwe per hour for 48 hours per week. Okay, so that's how the sentence should read. Let's go to the final question of this paper. Question 8C was as follows. On the grid provided below, 1. Plot the points W, which has got coordinates which are 2, 2, X, which is negative 2, 2, Y, negative 4, negative 3, and Z, which has coordinates which are 4, negative 3. So we first focus on the first question. So we want to plot these points. So the first one is W, which has got coordinates which are 2, 2. So we're going to plot the point which is 2, 2 is supposed to be here where I've put the red dot, and we name it W. Okay, then we go to X, which has got negative 2, 2, which is supposed to be here, and we name it X. We go to Y, which has negative 4, negative 3, which is here, and we name it Y. We go to point Z, which has got the coordinates which are 4, negative 3, so it's which is supposed to be here. Okay, and we name it Z. Okay, so now we have plotted the points. So let's go to question 2. Question 2 is asking us to join the points to form a quadrilateral W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so we are going to draw this. So first draw the line from Y, so from W to X. So we draw this line. Then we join that line by a line from Y to X, this one. Then we join that line by a line from Z to Y. Okay, then we also draw a line which goes to W, back to W, which is from Z to W. Okay, now we have drawn and we have formed a quadrilateral which is called WXYZ. Okay, so that's a quadrilateral. Now we have answered question 2. Now we go to question 3. 3, which is draw the graph of x negative 1. Of x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so we are supposed to draw a graph with which has x which is equal to negative 1. So I'm going to write that expression here. Now let me talk about this expression. X is equal to 1 and we are supposed to draw the graph. This means that the graph we're going to draw, the coordinate for x will always be negative 1. Okay, the value of x in the coordinates will be negative 1. All of them, they're going to have x with the value of negative 1. Now we know how to write. We write the coordinates. We write them like this: x, y. The coordinate of x, the coordinate of y. Okay, so that means the coordinate for x will always be negative 1, negative 1, no matter how many coordinates you come up with. Always the value of x will be negative 1. For example, we can have a coordinate which is negative 1. Okay, then this coordinate can also have negative 1 as for y axis, the reading of y axis. Okay, when we look at this, the x-axis, the command is that the x-axis will always be negative 1, and that one you can see it has got negative 1, the x-axis, as well as the y-axis is negative 1. But still, we can also have a coordinate which has got negative 1, well, the y-axis has positive 2. Okay, this still is also filling the law or the law there, which is draw the graph of x is equal to -1. Because the x-axis has the reading of -1, then that coordinate is also correct. We can also come up with the coordinates which are -1, 1. They also are obliged to that instruction, which is draw the graph of x is equal to -1, as long as the x-axis or the x coordinate is -1. Whatever number is on the y-axis doesn't matter, as long as the x-axis reads -1. Now, I'm going to use this to plot a graph, and this is the graph you can come up with. Even if you used different codes, you had -1, +5, -1, 8, -1, 100, the 100, I mean, -1, 100, the graph you're going to come up will be the same. So I'm going to plot this. So I'll start with -1, -1. I'm talking about these ones in circle. These are codes I'm going to use. So -1, -1. So I'm going to plot the point, which is here, -1, -1. This time I'm using the yellow color or the yellow ink, because I want to make it different from this graph this quadrilateral we drew at first. Okay, then I come on the second one, which is -1, 2. So -1, 2 is somewhere there on the line, the red line. So I have put the dot there on the red line, which is -1, 2. Then I have -1, 1, which is here. Okay, -1, 1. Then once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. So that is a line. So that is the graph which I've got x, which is equal to -1. So no matter what number you use on the y, as a code of y, the graph you come up will be the same. Okay, so basically this is the graph we are supposed to come up with in an exam. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, this is how you plot the codes, and that's how you come up with the quadrilateral, and that is how you draw a graph with the x, which is equal to -1. If you have got questions, like I said earlier on, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope and pray that you found this video helpful. It has helped you to revise. So please, you make sure that you share with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we urge you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because this is not the last beautiful video I've produced. We are continuing producing. We have different lessons which we have covered, so please take time to check around our channel. We have covered many topics, so check on our playlist. You'll find names of topics as playlist. Please go inside and check the video. Please, you can also go into playlists that have examination year and the kind of the paper, like it's 2021. This is 2021 paper 2, paper 2 internal. So you find that place like this one. That means the only paper questions we have solved are those from 2021 paper 2 questions, and then you can learn from them. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We feel blessed by your support. Please stay tuned to our channel. We are with you all the way until you complete your education. Otherwise, thank you so much and God bless you. It has been easy learning Z Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.